Alright, hello to all my guys, gals, and non-binary pals out there across the electrical ocean. This is Jazzman joining a game in progress between SonTungvn, playing full faction IS as usual. His barbarians are his go-to fucking conscripted warrior up top. Alright, and then we've got Hermaios over here playing a split between Sundered Lands and Forsaken Waste. He's got Lanu's favorite champion of all time, the Haunting Spirit, with the El Sarai Bazaar actually granting it Shrine Exertion. So it's not quite as slow as it normally is. But yeah, SonTungvn versus Herm. This game is like, it's only 3 minutes in. I decided, you know, these are some good players, probably going to be a good game. So I just hopped in here. Got Angel of War preparing to intensify up top versus that conscripted warrior. And yeah, down here it seems like Draxar Hunchback with the Bone Circle Staff is tanking up a storm versus Barbarian Huntress. And SonTungvn has the Sarnghavian Gladiator as well. I never see this champion. Like, this is... I think SonTungvn is probably the only guy in the game who runs this. I mean, she's not bad. It's just... I think it's like a combination of not many people have her because she's from the new expansion. And just there being better options, maybe? I don't know. She seems pretty good to me. Pounce, Brutality. You can only really run her in Barbarians, though, with Brutality. But yeah, her invoke is sort of like, what is it again? Plus, no, it's 10 physical damage. This champion gains 1 AP, 1 damage for each champion affected. It's sort of like a selfish invoke, whereas the other ones are kind of supporting your other guys as well. So I guess maybe that's why. It's still a decent invoke. It's like 10 AoE damage. That's fine. So, Brutality Barbarian manics into that font angrily, smashing it to pieces. And Draxar Hunchback, I guess he's just going to sit there, all bent over, and, contest the font, derp, derp. And dropping a hive, too, for a nuisance factor. Actually retreating from the font. Okay, well, he decided contesting is beyond his pay grade. So he drops the hive. He's really retreating far. Does SonTungvn have a stealth champion or something that he's worried about contesting? I joined late, so it doesn't look like it. I don't know why he's retreating so far. But I guess he's waiting for Haunting Spirit to come in as backup, because Barbarians aren't really known for their magic damage. And there's currently 0 of it in play. I think, what's... the Truth... not Barbarian Truth Seeker, what am I talking about? There are some Barbarians with magic damage, but I don't think SonTungvn runs any of them. I've never seen him run Barbarian Nomad. Oh yeah, fucking Favored Nomad. Of course Favored Nomad has magic damage. Why did I not immediately think of Favored Nomad? I was thinking of like the other Barbarian Diviner or some shit, but I know SonTungvn doesn't run that. I know it's like he's always crutching on these Nomads. But okay, he has the magic damage. He's got the counters. So, Haunting Spirit, okay, it's early for me, alright? It's like fucking 10 a.m. And believe me, that's early, before like my 5th coffee or whatever. But okay, Haunting Spirit, probably gonna walk into the font anyway. Favored Nomad is already back here. And yeah, you could get a soul channeling going on these guys. Even Shrine exerts. I guess he's gonna Dreadfield then, in that case. Yep, there it goes, dropping everyone's damage. And then even latches on to the Brutality. I guess if I were SonTungvn here, I'd maybe think about pulling that spirit out of the font by just, walking with Excavator. But, walking with Excavator. Excavator was just deployed. Okay, so Excavator coming in with Size him onto that banner, which I'm assuming was up top here. Leaving the font completely wide open for the Angel to contest next turn. So SonTungvn will have to deal with that. I guess on Hermaios' side, it's looking like a spellless split between SL and FW. He's got Unholy Tomb. I'm just waiting on that Tainted statue now. I know that SonTungvn does love his spells. What was that? Was that a cleanse? No, Inquisitor Magnus. Yeah, he deployed that up top. It made the sound like a cleansing emerald for some reason, and I was going to be like, wait a minute, you're full faction IS. And it really is early. Alright, so Brutality can think about dragging that spirit away out of the font. Conscripted Warrior is going to just hustle his bustles down bot side. And probably get in the way. Oh no, he's actually going to threaten top side. That's also a good option, I think. Forcing a deploy from Hermaios up there. Or maybe forcing that Angel back, who knows. I think 1v1, an intensified Angel can totally beat up on a Magnus. even despite the fact that it won't get melee spec procs. I think it's, like, in general, like, its stats are going to be better. Magnus does okay with punish, but that'd be a fight I'd want to see, but I feel like Hermaios might just pull back. But actually going for a Macadamize, so SonTungvn really wants that Hunting Spirit dead. He's actually going to Berserk attack into it, and just give it everything he's got. He actually might get it. He's doing 4. He's going to do a double attack here from Gladiator. That'll probably do another 8. No, it's actually doing 3. Okay, well, he's on 4 HP. But debilitated, so yeah, not quite dead, and Manic will do another 3. He's 1 damage short. Ah, what a shame. And Hunting Spirit heals up a bit from Soul Channeling. So Hermaios giving him the taunt. Doom! He knows that SonTungvn's death approaches. And his name is Hunchback. Hunchback's gonna have some mighty fine HP with that Bone Circle Staff in the late game. Assuming, of course, that Hermaios can hold out for that long. And yeah, we're gonna see the 1v1 between Angel and Magnus. Now here, I'd probably just move that 1 extra space, just so you don't get punished for as much. Once once SonTungvn attacks. Then Korag to defend the font. Man, the fact that Hermaios has to deploy a Korag to defend against this fucking conscripted warrior is pissing me off. I really wish conscripted warrior was just turned into a real champ and Reinforce was removed, but oh well, 2024 things. So who got the so Hunchback got the Shrine Exert here. And I guess Haunting Spirit is just going to sit. He's going to just sit in that font all hunched over and do 1 last aura before he goes pop. And Lanu, if you're watching this, look at that. Haunting Spirit down to 5 HP. Well, actually it was down to 1 from 3 physical attackers. So it's not as much of a nuisance, apparently, as you think it is. Even with 0 magic damage, SonTungvn basically almost killed it. And, Favored Nomad, I guess, is going to come in and, do the finishing touch, but whatever. So it would be nice if this Haunting Spirit had Doom or that Gladiator or something, but this distracting aura is good too. And there's the War Chief inauguration. Yeah, now Hermaios is probably wishing he upgraded Doom. But yeah, the Blood Clan coming down for some rend on the. I'm kind of surprised that SonTungvn cast that on the Gladiator. I would have expected him to cast it on the Nomad or something. Maybe like one of his other ranged units. The Hammer Strike actually onto the Excavator. Alright. I mean, I guess it prevents him from getting in the font. But then, yeah, that Hunchback with tough... Oh, he only has tough 1. Alright, well, he's still pretty tough. He's got 4 speed from Debilitated, though, so he's not going nowhere. And then I guess he's gonna... Was that the Invoke sound? Yeah, that's a... Okay, so the Invoke sound coming out, actually, from Gladiator, doing her war cry. Auga! And then she's gonna hit the Hunchback. She does get rebuked for a bunch of damage, though, because she gains AP from that. That brings Hunchback down to 16, and Manic's not quite enough to finish. And yeah, that Angel did get punished for 1. And then Magnus even drops the Consecrated Zone up there. And I think there's been 1... Yeah, that 1 spell is from Hammer Strike, so no hidden spells yet. I was kind of half expecting Hermaios to cast like a barricade around that Excavator to, trap him from getting in the font, but I guess Hammer Strike is, it's whatever. But now, I mean, Conscripted Warrior is threatening this font, so, I mean, Hermaios is just having all of his fonts harassed by 1 fucking 40 Nora Conscripted Warrior. Imagine if he had that Korag down here right now and he didn't have to deploy up there. But I mean, I know it's not technically like Conscripted Warrior's fault this time. Like he could have, like SonTungvn could have had any champion do the exact same thing. But the fact that it's Conscripted Warrior just makes it all the more annoying. So there's a Vanguard. Still no sign of Tainted Statue from Hermaios, but he probably doesn't quite have the Nora for it, and probably doesn't want to waste tempo deploying it when he's behind like this. So there's no way. He does kill the Brutality Barbarian, fortunately for him. But getting that globe does put him in attack range of Nomad. I probably would have backed up a space to avoid that. But yeah, that would have. I guess that would have delayed the Gladiator as well, because then it wouldn't have been able to walk into this font as easily. there's a rock torrent actually from SonTungvn. Kind of unnecessary, in my opinion, but I guess he just wants to... I guess he just wants to cast it for adaptive, maybe? I don't know. He had the damage to kill a Hunchback without it. But, I mean, when you're up fonts like this, you kind of... You can afford to cast. I mean, he's not technically up a font, actually. He's down a font. He's down Nora, but not for long. Because Conscripted Warrior is just going to sit his booty in that font. And Vanguard on his own, I mean, there is no way Vanguard can deal with Conscripted Warrior. And actually, that Rock Torrent did help kill the Excavator, so there's that. After the multi-attack from Brutality, too. So Hermaios, not looking too good. SonTungvn winning bot side quite handily. And up top, where's that Mark of Redemption going? Onto Magnus? Yeah, it went onto Magnus. So he's not doing too bad top either. After the Mark of Redemption, I mean, that Angel's not looking... She's probably kind of regretting contesting right now. The scale armor, precision, and then, you know, decent stats. Plus, you know, 17 damage. Nothing to sneeze at. So Angel actually loses that 1v1. After, you know, the Mark of Redemption. But she does lose in the end. I think Punish is kind of the difference maker here, because Punish in a 1v1 means you'll almost never get access to like a double tap. So, and Magnus, of course, can double tap at his leisure. So probably, I don't hate the idea of contesting, but it's tough because he wasn't making any progress bot side though. So he kind of had to win top, but like there's no way he wins top now. So Hermaios is losing on pretty much all fronts. He does have Unholy Tomb in the back, generating some Nora for him. So Shadecaster coming in to pounce that Gladiator on deploy. And I guess, well, Vanguard does have mobility from Empowered Speed, so he could make a hit. Problem is he'd be 1 damage short of the kill. Quite sad for him. He's going to need more. If he still had that Hive, he could make it happen. But he cannot. And I think Grant Shrine Exertion from El Sarai Bazaar is still on cooldown. So Vanguard just going to move around, blocking the Conscripted Warrior in. And then SonTungvn has a pretty comfortable game. He's got Nomad escalating up, granting him Nora, and then, you know, Huntress sniping from the back as well. No precision for the Portal Dancer, but, you know, it's probably fine. SonTungvn doesn't really care about that stuff right now. And then, meanwhile, Korag has a long way to go before he gets to that font. Wow, Hermaios firestorming everything to just to get rid of that, just to get rid of that Huntress, or not the Huntress. What's it called again? That Gladiator, yeah. And then, but you know, Conscripted Warrior is still in the font. He actually killed his own El Sarai Bazaar just to do that. Kind of funny. But yeah, that was kind of like a desperation firestorm, I suppose. Then, yeah, he's got to rely on that Korag to get down. I wouldn't be surprised to see him transfigure here soon, actually. Because he's going to have to transfigure and run eventually, because once Nomad starts pot-shotting the Shrine, he's going to be really feeling the pressure after all of those Shrine exertions. And up top, I guess, yeah, he didn't waste his AP on Angel either to avoid the punish. I guess he's just resigned himself to the fact that he's going to lose that fight. Unless... see, what really would have helped him out here was a Mimic, I think. Mimicking the punish onto Angel so that she could have prevented Magnus from double tapping as well. And then it would have just been like one attack on each of them every turn. And then it would have been a little bit more even. But I think investing more Nora into this fight is not really what Hermaios wants to do right now. He just wants to deny as much Nora from SonTungvn as possible. Keep that Magnus occupied, keep Hermaios, you know, on his toes a little bit, you know, bobbing and weaving, as you do. But SonTungvn drops the guard tower in this font to aid his Conscripted Warrior, who is now at 5 defense, by the way. And, okay, so Hermaios actually drops a Skull of Decay. Remember when I said that he didn't want to invest more Nora up here? Well, it looks like he did just that. Skull of Decay is only 25, so it's whatever. It affects the entire map, so it's not the worst drop in terms of relics. Yeah, I think maybe I'm wondering if Angel might even try and float down towards this font in the same way that Conscripted Warrior did. She has no innate healing, so she's going to be on 14 HP the entire time, unfortunately. We'll have to see. Korag going to do a leap here, or a breath? No, he's going to do a leap. Knocks the conscripted warrior back into his own Shadecaster for some damage. And Shadecaster being bold as hell here, he's running right up to these Barbaroons. And getting a little Portal Siphon action off. I mean, I guess it's sort of, yeah, it's like he's trying to delay the ranged units from getting at the font and, you know, poking at it, at his champs in there. It's like it's forcing basically SonTungvn to deal with the Shadecaster in his face rather than, you know, this situation up here. But there's the, I think, Death Harvester too. So is this some kind of weird... I was assuming it was like an anti-spell sort of deck, like a stall, like a rat, you know. But he deployed Death Harvester, and there's not really many death, not much death benefit I can see aside from Korag. It's like attrition style FWSL, which I like. I think there's potential for a lot of FWSL splits, not necessarily in the attrition department, but. Like you could run like Blood Fiend with Forbidden Fruit as a cheese thing if you want, or you could run like equips. I've seen negative equip decks like speed reduction stuff with Mind Shanks and the Market Draxar, and then stuff like Punish, like the whip, the guy with the whip who possesses people. I always forget his name for some reason. Flagellum of Chains. Yes, that's the one. I'm getting old, okay? I'm like I'm like 30 years old. Actually, this year I'll be 30. I just wasn't born on time. So Zed in here after the Pride is not afraid at all. So I think Pride with Pride on Zed is kind of redundant because of intimidating, but it gives everyone else Resolute as well. So that conscripted warrior not going to be taking any damage from Korag, or not from Korag, from Vanguard next turn. Korag can still leap, or not leap, but Disease Breath. But that barricade actually very annoying for Hermaios here, blocking up like all of his deployment zone and forcing him to deploy like in the water. Just to add insult to injury here for poor Hermaios. Korag has already used his seismic leap, so he can't even leap over these barricades. So that'll force the Vanguard to walk into the font. And Korag can't even kill all of them with one Disease Breath. So actually, that'll force a tornado from Hermaios to deal with these barricades. Kind of funny. So Hermaios throwing... Barricade is actually not that bad a spell. Like, I think SonTungvn has sort of popularized it now. But the fact that you can just drop this, like, this immovable wall, like 15 HP summons, and then you can destroy them yourself. That's the nice thing. That if they ever get in your way, you can just pop them yourself and walk your champions right through them, but your opponent has to deal with them. They are summons, though, so they do get popped by one Shatter Summon ability, so they have some counterplay. So down goes the guard tower. And that'll actually be the kill on Conscripted Warrior. Finally, by the way. And the Assault coming in here onto the Shadecaster. Thrown his life away for that one turn of contest. Brave man. 07's in the chat. And then Angel up top, I guess just going to retreat from that Magnus. I find it kind of funny that Skull of Decay, I think it's like the only relic in the game with like a low HP animation. Look at that. He's hunched over and he's making a sad face when he's on low HP, and then he dies. I don't know why Skull of Decay is the only relic that does that. Like none of the other relics have a have a low HP animation. But Barbarian Huntress, trying to get into the font. I'm assuming SonTungvn is going to drop... Yeah, there's the Iron Fist Standard. So keeping the pressure on, as he should. And after regaining top side, I guess Angel is marching her way... She is kind of marching her way down bot side. But SonTungvn regaining his font, not feeling at all threatened by that Shadecaster's presence. Man, Favored Nomad already up to 15 damage? Huh. I kind of expected her to be at more damage than that by this point, with escalation. But this is just one big setback after another for Hermaios. He's still hanging in there, though, to be fair. He's got Tome of Hate with, Unholy Tomb, with no counters to be found. on SonTungvn's side. No backlash or anything. And actually, Bird is floating up towards top side, looking to contest as well. I mean, I don't know, 55 Nora Bird. He doesn't have immortality on it, but you know, it'll cut down on SonTungvn's Nora reserves a little, and force Magnus to stay up there for longer than he probably wants to. And then Hermaios will also probably send this Angel this way. So SonTungvn's back, like his front is fine. Like his front line is doing okay. He's got the Nomad and the Zedin, and then Huntress helping to secure that font for him. But over here, I mean, he's got some stuff to worry about. He's got Bird. He's got the Angel that's still alive, needs to be dealt with. I wonder if, well, I think sticking around to maybe like poke at the shrine would not be the best play. Just because, like SonTungvn could easily deploy there. And I honestly, like, walking through the shrine to try and get at that font is also kind of a bad idea, because, again, SonTungvn can just drop a champ in her face, and, you know, that'll be the end of that. But it is taking Nora away from whatever SonTungvn wants to do bot side. Probably, SonTungvn honestly probably doesn't worry about that so much, though. Like, he's fine deploying up here, because down here, like, he's got it made. Like, he's got Zedin in Hermaios' face. He's got the Nomad and Huntress duo in the back, sniping at everything. I guess that's the problem for Hermaios right now, is that he just doesn't have any range. Like, he doesn't have any answer to these ranged units with Ren 3. But the Earthshaker coming down, doing a little knockback, and Primordial Enigma is an interesting one. Enigma Shield is good against the range, but I mean, not so much against the Zedin. So I guess it can walk into the font after doing a tremor to help try and get rid of those barricades. But again, Hermaios doesn't have a counter to Zedin either. Like, he's got Intimidating, and there is no Iron Will to be found. No Fearless, no nothing. And there is a massive leap from Korag. Did that massive leap damage that barricade in the back? Why did it damage that barricade? It's about, it's 3 spaces away, not 2. Interesting. But he does leap into that font, getting ready to drop his summons. And Death Harvester kind of making itself useful on that Korag death, harvesting some Nora back. And Angel, she can't really get into this font. She's just gonna hang around there. She's just waiting. And Bird can't get in there either, though. Like, Bird is kind of stuck. He's 2 spaces away, not 1. Now, if Hermaios dropped another Elsarai Bazaar to help get in that font, I think he's thinking about it. I think he's wondering, is it worth dropping another Shrine Exertion just to get in that font? Because he can't drop the Relic in the font. He'd have to drop it, like, he'd have to move Bird up 1 and then drop the Relic in the water and then move Bird into the font that way. But Angel abusing her flying and 1-2 range, getting a preliminary poke on that Barbarian Elite. And just flying away like a jerk. Just like, hey, I'm still here, don't forget about me, and then, you know, flies off. And, speaking of angels, there is an Angel of Death. Probably a good choice. Absorb, keeping the range at bay. And then I don't know about that drive. I think with the Rebuke around, 4 HP loss from the drive and whatnot. Because Rebuke is actually 3 damage per AP gain. So Angel just lost 5 HP because of that drive. 5 HP for 1 AP. Is that worth? Who knows? But Barbarian Bolt actually ending that Angel's reign of terror, I guess, with the on deploy initiative. I think, Hermaios is really going to start feeling it now, because that Magnus is finally free of his font guarding duties and can start harassing Hermaios' side with impunity. And if Hermaios deploys up here, like, he's just completely lost down here, I think. I mean, if he can get this Huntress kill next turn, he might be okay, but then he still has not really much of an answer to Zedin, and then the War Chief will just get passed around. And then Hermaios, of course, still has both of these fonts completely under his control. So it's not looking too good right now for Hermaios. He is doing a good job of hanging in there, though. I like the way he's played this defensively so far. Not gotten as much. He's gotten as much value out of his champs as he could, really. Primordial Enigma. You can't do a tremor, unfortunately, into that summon, into that Brog the zombie. Would have been nice. That's basically his only way to get damage onto the Zedin from the Enigma right now. What else is gonna happen here? Angel could maybe walk in. I guess the only thing Angel can really do right now is hit that Bolt once and then walk away into the water so that Bolt can't grab the globe for free. Because she's just gonna die to shock, right? So there, you might as well just get a one last hit for old time's sake. And Bird, I mean, Bird versus Barbarian Elite. That would be a bold contest there, Hermaios. But I mean, you've already flown your Bird all the way up here, so assuming that's not what you wanted to do in the first place. But like, I guess you just wanted to force a deploy, maybe. Man, Angel's really not going to get one last hit. You're just going to let it die to the shocked and just leave it at that. All right. Well, I would have gotten a parting shot, but okay. And Bird actually trying to use the water to his advantage. Now, I think the better choice would be to sit Bird like right here. Because this way, Barbarian Elite can actually walk into the water and hit the Bird, but that rock space the Bird is on is actually impassable. So I think keeping the Bird like right here would have been safer. Down comes the attack here from Angel of Death. I don't think Corey didn't get driven. Actually, that might be... Yeah, that actually prevents the kill here, because drive... Well, you can drive the Huntress, actually. You can drive that, and I think... No, he's 1 damage short. Even with the aura. Oh no, but he has Hunter Meek anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Alright, well, I think I'd probably still have driven the Corey the Zombie for a hit, for a stronger hit there. And then maybe driven the Huntress, and then maybe that would have given enough for a kill. I think she would have been left with 1, though. So we didn't really have a way to finish there either way. But, was that another... no, what was that? What was that attack? Oh, Voice of the Clans. Was that a Bastion? Yeah, there's Bastion up there. So there he is. He's flying, so Bird has met his match, and he's actually probably going to die, right? Barbarian Elite can get off a Pummel Execute. Or Execute Pummel, I guess. But Bone Circle Staff passes off to the Enigma. Yep, there it is. And Magnus versus Haunting Spirit. I'd probably just contest anyway with, Haunting Spirit. If Haunting Spirit had Doom, it might be a different story. But, I mean, Haunting Spirit on his own, like, Magnus, like, fuck, who cares, right? You just walk into that font anyway and start killing the relics. I wouldn't even have used that consecration. I would have just like walked all the way around and not given a fuck about Deafening Aura, because who gives a fuck about Deafening Aura when it's just a Haunting Spirit? And then just walk towards that banner, because now you're just gonna get latched on, and well, he does have the cleanse, but you still are on 0 AP over here when you could be on 0 AP like right here, and then walked into the relic next turn for a hit. Whatever, little things don't matter so much when you're this far ahead. But Huntress actually goes down, so Hermaios is making some progress down here. He's slowly winning his font back. And that Nomad on her own, she might be feeling the pressure soon, because Angel, I feel like, is going to try and chase her down. It would be better if it were the reverse, like Enigma versus the Nomad, and then Angel versus the Zedin. Because Angel can actually hit the Zedin, whereas Enigma can't do shit to the Zedin. Except Tremor, I guess. But slowly eating away at those barricades as well. And another Elsarai Bazaar. Ooh, are we going to see... I think a kill on Zedin here would be a little ambitious. But it will be a lot of damage that he will sustain from that. Maybe think about grabbing that globe as well. Ooh, a Quicken. Okay, so he's actually going for it. He's going to do 10 more and 10 more. And, well, he doesn't quite have it. He needs that globe, and then... I think he could have maybe like transfigured and then killed that barricade with the Enigma hit, and then given a what's it called, a war cry, not a war leader to the Angel of Death for the kill there. But I mean that would have required a transfigure, and I mean when Hermaios is behind on Nora already, transfiguring probably not the wise thing to do, especially when you've got Magnus in the font here. That'll just beeline for the tomb. Oh, okay, well, he's beelining for the banner instead. I would just go right for that Unholy Tomb. Like, the Unholy Tomb is what's keeping Hermaios in the game, kind of, not the banner. But SonTungvn is actually, he's still encroaching on Hermaios' shrine. Finally dropping another deploy down here on that globe, the Cross Priestess. He hasn't needed to deploy down here in a while, but now that Hermaios is finally winning back his font, he kind of needs to. But it's still a fairly comfortable position for SonTungvn here. Getting another hit on that Angel. That Angel should be intensifying next turn, but you never know with Zedin around. He could get a hit. No, he can't because of Absorb. Yeah, never mind. He'd have to walk through the water and he wouldn't have enough AP due to the Tremor. But Favorite Nomad regenning some Nora through Essence Capture for SonTungvn, keeping him alive that way. And I guess Enigma slowly being worked away at. It's annoying because Hermaios still has to deal with that banner too in his font. And then with the Debilitate working down the Angel's speed. Wait, where's the Intensify? Do you not have the Intensify counter anymore? It was at 1. I don't know what happened to it. But Enigma Angel finishing off that Iron Fist standard, which actually kills the Zedin, who was on under 5 HP. So didn't have to waste AP on that. That's pretty nice. And Disturbed Spirit doing his best. He's doing his darndest to keep that Zedin or that Magnus in the harassed as much as possible. But I think like even with Incorporeal, like, you know, Magnus you can still get some decent damage onto it. Punish is loss of life, so it does go right through that. And then, you know, an Execute Pummel from Barbarian Elite could still do reasonable damage. There's actually a Moby from Hermaios, so he's going right for that Nomad. This is actually a really good Moby, because now, I mean, Enigma can just rush into that font and keep that Priestess occupied. Priestess on her own, like, SonTungvn has nothing down here. He's got Priestess, and that's it. What? Oh, come on, Hermaios. You gotta put that... Okay. Well, he wants to... he's worried about the bolt coming down, I'm assuming, but I think running that Enigma into the font would have just been better, because, like, you would have... Like, the fucking Cory the Zombie, what's he gonna do on his own? Like, nothing. He can't win that font. But they need... Yeah, I think the Enigma in the font, it would have stopped Cross Priestess from retreating as far. He knows that the Bolt and this other shit that SonTungvn has up top will eventually start drifting towards the shrine. So Tome of Hate coming down after winning back that font to keep that shrine a little bit healthier. And Baston's still having to deal with that fucking Death Harvester up there. He hasn't dealt with it yet. I think if I were SonTungvn, I would have just, I don't know, he moved his Barbarian Elite away without trying to trap the bird. I would have just killed the bird and, you know, been done with it. I think he could have done it on the turn he deployed Baston too, right? Like, he could have Execute Pummeled the bird after, because Baston came in with 6 AP from initiative, right? So he could have hit it then and then Execute Pummeled, and then the bird would have been like, if not dead, like quite dead, or almost dead, right? So the Celestial Spear doing a little bit of AoE damage here, and yeah, that Barbarian Elite is going right for that shrine. SonTungvn wants out. He knows, well, I think he feels like he's played better this game, but I don't know, Hermaios has hung on pretty well. That Bolt, though, that Bolt is going to be a fucking pain in the ass to deal with. He always is. I mean, Barbarian Bolt is broken, we all kind of know it. But 2024 things, am I right? Why hasn't that Angel intensified yet? That's what I want to know. The counter, I swear to God, the counter was on 1. I don't know what has happened to it. But it's still sitting there without an actual counter. So is there something... There's no way to prevent Intensify, right? I guess it just hasn't been 10 turns yet. But I don't know, why was the counter on 1? Maybe it was an observer bug. Anyway, she hasn't intensified quite yet. I think Hermaios is backing off because he knows it's soon. Soon TM, so he's trying to keep it alive on 17 HP. Luckily, Bolt doesn't have, like, Lightning Storm or anything anymore. Then the zombie bros, they're just in there. They're in there, and they're getting in the face of that Cross Priestess. Yeah, the Cross Priestess actually granted the enchant magic to the spear, so Enigma taking some damage in return. Hermaios pumping out any deploys that he can at this point. I think he needed something up here, though. Like, this Barbarian Elite is just going to rush at the shrine and force a Transfigure, I'm assuming. But Magnus turning his attention to the Haunting Spirit. Okay, well, I mean, you put a hit on the banner already. You might as well kill it. And funny enough, Haunting Spirit actually, actually killing that Magnus. See, I wouldn't have gone for the banner. I would have just gone for the tomb, because that's that's the important relic there. Okay, so SonTungvn does kill the banner, getting that dead. And I think if it was just Magnus, like Magnus probably would die to the spirit. But with Bastion coming up, it's not looking good for Hermaios up there. Hammer Strike actually finishing off the Angel right before, I'm assuming right before it intensifies. Kind of a shame. But Sweeper is around to forage that globe. Yeah, and then his Shrine is getting knocked on. It's not looking too great, but Hermaios has played this pretty well so far. He's fended off SonTungvn as best he can. Pureblood Planeswalker also a threat that needs to be contended with. But then, Enigma, I think, yeah, see, sending Enigma into the font would have been fine, because, like, Planeswalker can't hit it either. You could set it ablaze, but then you'd have Bolt to deal with. It's tough when you're down on fonts and Nora, and you can't manage all of your fronts at once. I don't think I would have latched on here, though, either. I would have probably just moved one space away. Like, maybe even back over here so that Bastion can't hit you as easily. Because now Magnus can make a double hit, right? Like, that latch on didn't do anything because of the Consecration. So just move out of double hit range of Magnus, right? Conserve as much HP as possible on your spirit before it goes down. And look at all these fucking abilities on Bastion the Avenger. God, this reminds me of like 2012 era Pox when, Corpse was in charge and everything had this many abilities. You guys remember that, right? Every champ looked like this, and it was crazy. Like, people couldn't even remember what champs did half the time. It was crazy, but it was kind of fun in a way still. But all the same, I do not wish for that state's return. So everyone losing HP to heal the Shrine. Hermaios is really laying off on the Transfigure for as long as he can. And, I mean, he doesn't quite need to yet. The thing with the SL avatar is, like, it could always just Transfigure and knock back the Elite if it needs to, like if it needs to run. But he can't really do that when Resolute is up, so he needs to test for that first with something like, the Excavator. So down goes the Enigma to the Bolt. Rip. Bolt claims another victim, and then Sweeper taking a hit. SonTungvn is definitely crawling back into this here. And yep, SonTungvn takes the game. Hermaios played it valiantly, but in the end, the Barbruins triumphed. So well played to both, and we'll see everyone in the next one.